Alright, so last time we talked about how we can create a CA sheet, that's continuous assessment, okay, continuous assessment sheet for results computation. And we use a case study of a primary school results management system, and we're able to add some features which automated the results management system that calculates results on the fly. Then we'll have the average, which we didn't implement this average score, but we're going to do that today. And we implemented the total score, which is working perfectly. Implemented the remarks, which tells us whether the person passed or failed this particular course. Let's say pass or fail this particular course. Then we'll have the data collection, which is the students' biodata, which basically is just their name for now, but we can actually add their registration number or something like that. But for now, we just collected their score, the student is name, their CA score, and also their exam score. Then from there, we did some additions, we did some things there. So today, I want to look at conditional formatting. So this is just a score sheet that we did last time. These are the few students we have here. These are their CAs, and these are the exam scores, and these are their total score. Okay, then we have the remark, which tells whether they passed or failed the particular course. Okay, we can actually write a condition here. If it is fail, let it be red. If it is pass, let it be something else, right? So we can do that with conditional formatting. Okay, so let's look at conditional formatting properly. Then before that, we implement some other things. Alright, so I'm going to keep my cursor here on the very first one, and I want to format this using conditional formatting, in the sense that I want any score here that is less than 45 or 45 and below, the person failed the course. Of course, you can see fail here because this was a 45, so he failed. There's another fail 44. There's another fail 47. Look, I think we used 50, right? If it's less than 50, yes. So anyone that is 50 and less is failed. Okay, 50 and less is failed. So let's do that. Conditional formatting. Alright, I'll put my cursor on the first one. Why am I using the file? I could have started from here, right? But put it on the first one just in case this score should change later, so that it will be affected in all of them. Because remember, we have this our quick analysis tool, which you can click and drag and get some response from there. Alright, so for quick analysis tool, place your cursor on the very first cell here, then go to home. Make sure in the home tab, okay, use the home tab. Whether you're using this S13, you can use any other Excel to do this. You can use 10, you can use 16, you can use 7, let's do 7, anyone. It's the same procedure, but just go to home. You see conditional formatting. Click on conditional formatting here. Click on highlight cell rules. Okay, highlight cell. We want to highlight the cells based on the rules. Okay, so we have the greater than, we have the less than, we have the between, equal to, text that contains a particular string or character or contain a particular thing, a data reoccurring or occurring at the same time. Okay, then we'll have duplicate values. If you have duplicate of this particular number, then do a particular thing. But we're going to go to more rules. So I'll click on more rules, and then this is going to pop up. Now the pop-up, I want to select. There are options here. This one is we're going to go through some of them, not all of them. So this one is format all cells based on their values. Okay, you can format all cells based on the minimum and the maximum value. So if a cell has a particular number, or the number is less than something, or percentage, you see what we have here. Okay, you can say the lowest value of a cell, can format based on that. Let the color be here. The highest value of a cell, let the color be here. So that means if a cell has some, for example, if a cell has, and we're using two colors here, you can use 3 colors here. You can use other data bar and so on. Okay, so if a cell, let's say if a cell is less than 50, let it be red. But if it's the highest value is 100, let it be green. So you see a cell missing. If a cell is 70 something now, it's going to have a mixture of red and green. As you're seeing here, you look at the preview, a mixture of something like this. Okay, if it's green, I can select the color and make it green. So it's going to have a mixture of red and green, that kind of a thing. Okay, but we'll get to that anyway. So the second one is format only cells that contains a value. Alright, so this is the one I'm going to use. Okay, if a cell contains a particular value, I'm going to use this. I mean, you can go through all these ones, they are still the same thing, you just to set it up. So this one is for duplicate value or unique value and so on. Okay, if it has a duplicate or it has a unique, if one unique means it's only once. Okay, it appeared only once in the whole cell. Okay, let's say you want to keep track of a particular name or a particular score. Okay, in a sheet, you can check for that particular score. So if the score is there, put particular thing or duplicate. Anyway, let me go back to this one. So format only cells that contains a particular thing. So we're going to use the cell value. You can use a specific text. You can use blank. If a cell that is blank, make it red, or if it's not blank, or if there is error or no error. But I'm going to stick with the value of the cell. So the value of the cell is less than, we can do less than, right? If it's less than 50, just type 50 here. If it's less than 50, do something. But if it's less than 50, it means this rule is going to apply from 49 down. Okay, that's what it's going to be. But I want it to apply to, I'm going to say less than or equal to 50, which means if it's 50 or less than 50. Okay, if it's 50 or less than 50, do a particular thing. Now we have not set the format, so let's set the format. Click on format. Now this dialog comes up. So I want it to be bold. Okay, you can do anything you want here. I want it to be italics or whatever, but I want it to be bold. I'm happy to be bold and italics, you know. So, but I want it to be bold. Okay, you can strike it through, right? Like strike a line across it 2 times. So I want the color, the fill to be red. Okay, so I go to fill here, make it red. Okay, can even add pattern and so on, but I don't need those. Okay, I think it's fine like that. Then pattern color is okay. I don't think all this is okay. Okay, just make it red. And border, if you need border, but I don't need border, it's fine. Then font, that number, we don't need that. All right, so I just click OK. Now this is going to be the preview. Okay, it's going to be the preview. Okay, if you click on format, remember you can do all of this here, border, fill, and so on. All right, so that's what I do. So we just click OK. Now it has done, nothing happened, right? Because it's just here. Remember our assign quick analysis tool. So I'm going to click and drag over here, and then you see what happens. So this cell that is 47, which is fell, is now red. This one that also failed is red. This one that also failed is red. This is good in formatting so that it helps you to identify some particular cells that is going through a particular condition. Okay, let's say this is 1 million names. Okay, we want to find the names that are lower than, okay, let's say this is age, for example. I want to give a job based on the age of the people. Okay, so we can look at their age based on, we can consider their age based on whether they are less than 50 or something, you know, that kind of a thing. So you can use this kind of formatting to keep track of a particular record in your data sheet where you are looking for a particular thing, you know. So that's what we are talking about, and Excel is very powerful for this particular thing. Excel is very powerful for this particular thing. So that is what we are looking at here. That's what we are looking at here. So it's very simple to do that. Now if I want to save this stuff, it's very simple. All I need to do, I can go to this quick icon tool here and click on save. Okay, or I can go to file and go to save or save as. Are you getting it? Save means I want to save this particular document to the existing to where it's already existing now, right? Like the directory where it's stored, right? Or I can go to save as if I want to save it as in a new directory. I can save it in documents, in videos, or so on. Okay, so and or you can just press Ctrl S, right? You press Ctrl S and this particular application will be saved. Okay, so take your time and see if you can achieve this in this particular tutorial. Okay, it's very quick, and though we are not done, but this is the first stage. So I want you to like pause the video here and see if you can actually achieve this particular thing. Remember the last time we did all this fail, pass, and all that. Okay, so we want to look at this condition format, and then in condition format you can actually do much more than that. Okay, you can do much more than that, but this is where I want to this is an example. Okay, you can, like I showed you, you can have other things here. You see, you can have other things here, even the data bar, so on. If you want to put a bar in the data, and so look at how it is. You can just configure it that way. Just over on it, you see the effects. Okay, see the effects. It's very simple. Okay, to use. All of them are very simple. I just went to more rules. Okay, to customize it the way I want. Okay, which I think will be more difficult. Okay, but you can actually create new rules. Okay, you can also clear all the rules. Okay, so it's just depending on what you want to do. They are all the same thing. So you can also manage existing rule. You can click on manage existing to tell you to change the rule based on something. Can I do, like I'm doing less than or equal to 50 here. Okay, you can actually change your rules. You can edit this rule. You can create a new rule. You can delete the rule. Okay, and so on. You can also mark this stop if whatever, you know, but it's just the same thing. You can delete this particular rule here. I can edit it to maybe something else. I can also create a new rule. Okay, so that is how Excel rules works. Okay, so let's go over to the next level, next lesson. All right, so what if I want to create a new column here? Okay, what if I want to create a new column? I have this stuff. Okay, and I forgot to add average. Now remember, I didn't forget anyway. In our previous class we added average score here, right? So I want to add average score. Okay, at the end of this class I'm going to create a complete CA sheet for university standard result computation system. All right, so now I have this average score and I want to add it to implement it to this our score here, right? So I'm going to have next to okay, can we apply average here? I don't know if you can apply average here, but then we can actually apply percentile. Okay, and average would have been cool if we are dealing with multiple subjects. I mean, this is just a particular subject, right? With the CA, the maths, and all that. But I'll show you how to apply average. Okay, I'll show you how to apply average. Let's do that. So I'm going to click on, if I point on each column, you see the arrow down here. So if I click on that, it selects the whole column, you know, to infinity. If you look at here, we are at line 100 and something. Select all that column till wherever it ends. All right, so I want to select, let me select D. Okay, and I want to add a new column, let's say new D, you know, here. All right, so to do that is very simple. We just go to home, make sure you're in the home tab, look at insert here. Okay, look at insert here. So from this insert we can actually insert new, you can even delete if you want, you can format and so on. All right, so I want to do this. So I want to insert, you can insert new cells if you want, but what I want to insert is new sheet columns. All right, so I'm going to insert a new column beside this one. So we'll click on that, I will have a new column here. Okay, so I'll do Ctrl Z and remove it because I want to do it here actually. So I'll click on insert new column. Yeah, so I have a new E here. So here I'm going to type that what I need to be here is average, right? Average score. I can just call it average. All right, so average, I'm going to drag it up so that there will be some room. Good. All right, average score. So this is going to be our average score. How do we calculate average in Excel? Calculating of average is very, very simple. We don't even need to really worry about it because Excel has a function for average. Okay, there's a function. Let me see. There's a function for average. All right. So look at average here. Okay. So it says average returns. Returns the average. That's arithmetic mean. Okay. It returns the arithmetic mean of its arguments. Okay. If you pass in some series of characters together, as in if you pass in some list of characters or some arrays of characters into or numbers into a particular set of this, it returns the average, which can be the number or the names, okay, or the array. Okay, look at it. Say which can be numbers or names, arrays, or references that contain the numbers. All right. So that's how we calculate average. It's very, very, very simple. Just put the average, open the parentheses, passing the number separated by comma, and it's going to do its work. So I'm going to click on OK here. It's going to calculate the average between the C and the D. Okay, I'm going to calculate the average between two of them. This one, that's the exam score, which doesn't make sense. Okay, in real life it doesn't make sense, right? Because this is the CA and this is the exam. Okay, so it doesn't really make sense in the real life. But then we are calculating the average between this and this. But where it makes sense is when we have multiple subjects, right? Like we have, let's say we have up to 8 subjects. I want to get the total average. This is total score, you know. We could have, if we have so many scores, which I'm going to do in the next score sheet I'm going to do. We're going to have an average where we can use it to calculate the CGP, the you know, stuffs like that. Okay, percentile or something like that. Even we can even do mean. You can have highest occurrence, lowest occurrence, and all that. Okay, which is part of data science and analysis, which we do it all the time, like in SPSS, which we'll get to SPSS maybe. I think a few days from now we'll be entering SPSS where we'll be doing some more hefty calculations on that. All right. So go to the average. So go here. Say equal to average. Equal to average. Okay. You know, you can actually select from here. Go. Okay, you can select from here average. You know what? Let me just select to save our time. Click on here, average. Click OK, and it selects the average between C4, which is this Y, and D4, which is this one. Alright, so all I need to do is to click OK. Right, so I click OK, and then the average between these and these is 43.5. Alright, so remember we have our quick analysis tool. Just go to that plus sign, click and drag all the way down and let go, and it's going to calculate the average for all of them. So this is average for the students' score and how we're able to calculate it. Again, like I said, this data doesn't really make so much sense. I just want to show you how averages work. But then if the average is cool, I mean if it's in a real life sense, this is actually how you calculate the average between the columns, you know, that are together, you know, and then you calculate the average between all of them, which average simply means it's just like the arithmetic mean. It's just a mean, which means add the whole numbers together divided by the total number of things. For example, if you add 25 plus 62, you know, together divided by 2, it will give you this. That's what we're saying. So that's average. Okay, that's average. I have much more now. If you have more number, just separate it by comma here and so on. Okay, which I'm going to do from the next class. Yeah, from the next class I'm going to do that, so you see how it works. So I'm going to create a new CS sheet. Okay, let's create a new CS sheet. So to create a new CS sheet is very simple. I mean, you can go to insert, right? I think you can go to insert. Let me see. Insert. Can you? So we can go to insert. I think we can do it from here. I'm not sure. Give me a minute. Okay, maybe not insert. I mean, we can do it from here. I don't want to use the shortcut. That's the new sheet, but I want to check. I think we should be able to do it from here. I'm not sure again, but we should be able to do it from somewhere here. Let me see. Look at it here. New sheet. Okay, so from home, sorry, you can do new sheet, insert new sheet. The insert is confusing me. I'm going to but then you can do it from here, new sheet. So I'm going to click on new sheet, and then this is a new sheet. The first one was this arrow RMS, that's result management system. So I have a new sheet, which is sheet 3. So I'm going to say I want to save it. I don't want it to have this name. Remember the other previous classes. If I have not covered them, go and check the other videos and cover these classes. I'm not deleting anyone. All of them will still be here. Okay, will still be here, and I will share this file at the end of this class. I'll share this particular worksheet at the end of this class, so to be in the group chat. All right. So I'll right click from here, and then I'll rename, right? So I'll rename. So I'm going to call this one. Okay, we have result management system. So let me call this one. Can I call this one? Let me call it advanced result management system. Okay, press enter, and then we'll have our advanced result management system. Okay, I can still rename it again, and I want to add this underscore, enter. Okay, so I have advanced result management system. So that's what we're going to have there. All right, so I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to come, or let me not pause it anyway. So what I want to do basically is to, you know, create this thing again. Okay, I mean, I can actually copy, right, then come over here and paste. Happy? Yeah. Come over here and paste. Let me see the different paste options we have. I think if I'll go with the first one. Okay, yeah, I'll go with that. Okay, but then it's not looking good, so I'm going to remove it, Ctrl Z. So I want to work it out on my own. So what I'll do is first of all, I'll select the region I want to work, or I can just do Ctrl A to increase the font so that you can see it better. So I'll use 14. I like using Times New Roman. You can use anything. I like using Times New Roman, so I'll just do Times New Roman. Alright, so that's what we have. Okay, so let's work on our result management system. So to do that, I'm going to select this row. Okay, so I'm going to select this row. Okay, I'm going to select this row, or hold on. Okay. So I'll design a score sheet. Okay. For me to do that, I want to show you something very briefly. There's this. If you look down here, you see we have the normal spreadsheet. We have the page layout spreadsheet, and we have the page break spreadsheet. So if I click on page layout, it's going to design each thing by page. You see, I have different pages. So this is page 1. Okay, it's another page, and if I scroll down here, you see other pages. You see headers and footers. All right. So, but I want it to be landscape. I don't want it to be portrait. Okay, let's look at the other one. Page break. So this one comes this way, but we're not going to be using this one. So use this particular one to design the score sheets. All right. So to do the design, I'm going to, this one is to click to add header, right? This one is to click to add data to your work. All right. So I'm going to go to page layout, and then in the page layout, I want to change the orientation to landscape. Okay. If you've seen result sheet before, you know it's always most times landscape, just so that you can have enough room to contain the data that have been needed. All right. So we are in landscape now. So I'm going to change the name. Let's say this name is for okay, let's say this school. This is the name of the school. Okay. So to do this, what we'll do is we're going to I don't know, just like Divine Mercy International Secondary School. Alright, secondary school. Alright, so I have that. So I'm going to do Control A again. Sorry, Control A to select everything. Or I'll just select this one. Select only this one. Go to tab. I want to change the font to 16 is fine. Then I want it to be bold, and I want the stuff to be, let's say, yeah, and then I can, okay, yeah, I think it's fine like that. I mean, I can do the color something and all that, but I think it's fine this way. So you can add stuff here if you want to, okay, but I think it's fine. So I can even insert email. Let's say I can insert logo and so on and all those stuff, but let's leave it now. Alright, so the next thing I need to do is to create our the serial numbers. Okay, let me see this one. I like using the second one, so I'll just say SN /N S for serial number. Next I'm going to have their name or names. Okay. Next one, let me say I have their reg number. Now this year start getting interesting. Okay. No, let me expand. Okay, this one I want to reduce this one first of all. It's just their number, very good like that. Then their name I want it to be quite larger because it's going to contain more space. So that should be their name, right? Okay. So their reg number, I'll just use number. Okay, number. This is fine. Or this is fine. Okay. So the next thing I want to have is I want to have total score here. Okay, I'll just say total. Then I want to have grade, which is going to be A. They will score A, they score B, they score C, that kind of a thing. I want to have remark or remarks. Okay, so I need to have remarks here. Okay, which is going to be that passed or fail. If they passed or fail the course. Let's shift this a little bit. Yeah, alright. Okay, and then I want to have the 3 scores. Okay, I want to have 3 scores from 3 subjects. Okay, so this is going to be how do I do this? Okay, let's do it. Sorry, this I didn't plan this. We're just doing it. Okay, doing it live together. There's no pre-recorded anything. Okay, so I'm going to have let's say I have okay, let's say subject 1. Okay, let's call this one subject 1. Subject _1. Let's have subject 2. And then let's have subject 3. So let's say these are 3 subjects that I have in the school, and then we are trying to compute their results, okay, and get people that scored A, B, C, and so on. So of course, let me just make it look good, make it bold, or maybe just add small color to it. Should I make it white? Let me see. I think I like it like that. Alright, so I'll expand. Okay, let me highlight, then make it center. Good. Then I want to expand this. Good. I think it looks much better now. Alright, it looks much better. I think it makes sense. I'll reduce this one a little bit to give them room, but I think it's fine. Okay. Alright, so for the headers, this header I want to give this score sheet itself, I want to give it a color. Is that even possible? No. I want to style the header. Okay, design. Let's look at design. Header. Okay. Whoa. Okay. I'll look at that later. Look at that. It's going to take our time. Okay. So I want to add, like, let me add. Yeah, we can add page number. Good. You can add page number. Can add number of pages that is. You can add current date and time. I think I should add current date. Yeah. Add the correct date to it. So date has been inserted, see, just like that, and date is here. And then I can also insert the file name, the sheet name, and so on. I can, like I said, I can insert picture, right? Picture on the list. Let's do that one too. Work offline. Okay, a moment. So go to my pictures. Go to my pictures and see if we can get something cool. There are no pictures here. There are no pictures. I need a logo. Okay, let me use the generator for that. Okay, fine. I just want to use that. Okay, so you can do that. So I have picture. I have that there. So if I click OK, and it's now in the background. Okay, so you can actually have something like that. And then the date is somewhere. No, it's too much. I think it shifted. Okay, I didn't do it. Sorry. Ctrl Z. Nope. I'm not even doing what I wanted to do. Let's go back. Okay. So I need to go back to the headers. I need to go back to the header and remove. Okay. I'll remove the picture. Oh, let's format the picture. Picture, I think it's too big. Format the picture. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now it should be smaller. Let's see. Yeah, it's smaller now. So though that's not where I want the picture to be. I wanted it to be somewhere here, but it's fine. Okay, but you can just take time and then do that. And this is not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be in the other. Let me see if I can cut it out. So I want the picture to be there, and I want and I want the date to be here. Okay, I will do this. Okay. No, let me remove it. Let me remove it entirely. Okay. Remove this one too. So let's redo. So picture should be here, right? So go to picture, work offline, insert picture. Where is that generator again? Can I find you? I can use this one too. And this is even PNG, which is cool. Okay. Now it's too big again. So let's reduce the size. Format. I'm going to make the size 7% or even 5%. Okay. Click OK. And now it should be smaller. It's too small. Okay. Let's make it. Maybe 20%. Okay. Yeah, it's better like that. I think it's okay. So let's add the dates here. So insert current date, yeah, and that should be it. Okay, so our sheet is working perfectly well. So we can do Control S or go over here and save, right? So Control S and we'll save our sheet. Alright, so now I want you to notice something. If I scroll down here, you see that from the next page, once I click on the next page and I watch, you see this thing appears here. If I click on this page, once any page is activated, you see that these things appear, the headers appear. If I set the footers, the same thing, it also appear there. So that is one good thing about using this method to work your result sheet. Alright, so that is that on that. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is to actually put these students and actually calculate their results. Okay, put the students and calculate. So I'm going to go over here and pick our students again. In fact, I'm going to pick these two because of time. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put on the first cell and I'm going to paste. Yeah, so just move our students from that place to here and we'll have 10 demo students. So for the range numbers, we can have let's say we can have range numbers of I'll just put the range numbers from here. Okay, so I'm going to have range numbers like these. Yeah, so these are the range number. So these are the range numbers from here. So this the format for the range number, and I mean it's totally fine. It's totally fine. So what we're going to be calculating, we're going to calculate the total score. We're going to calculate the grade, whether they have A, B, C, or D or F based on their score. Then based on that, we're going to also have the. I think we should have average, right? We can do average from here. Let's have an average. I'll place it here. Oh no, let me put it. Let's put average here. So insert column. So have average here. So I'm going to push this on a little bit. Let's push this on so we can have room for average. Yeah. Okay. So we can have room for average here. So I'm going to type average. Well, I'll just call it half. Okay. Just so that I don't make confusion there. So we have the student name now. We have the average number. We have their total score. We have their average score. We have their grade. We have their remark, and then we have. I think the font is too big. Let me reduce the font a little bit so I can see. Let's make it 12. Good. All right. So I can have this. If I want to increase this, I can increase the view. Let me go to view. As in view is different from the font, so I'll go to percentage. Let me make it. Let's make it maybe 140. Enter. Now you can see it better. All right. So we can make the view better like that. So, but even though we're looking at one score sheet, we can have more view. And of course, this you can pin this. You can remove this from here. You know, push it up, and then you'll have more room to see what we are doing. All right. So now I believe you can see it properly now. So let's work on it. Let's work on this. So we have the total score, we have the average score, we have the grade, we have the remark, and we have the subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. Now look at what I want you to do. I want you to pause the video and see if you can actually understand what's going on, and then you play it back. Now I'm going to fill these subjects. I'm going to fill the subjects with scores, and I want you to follow likewise. So this subject, let's say this subject should be over 100. Okay, let's say it's over 100, over 100, and over 100, and then people are going to score some things inside it. Okay, so let's do that. So to do that, I'm going to randomly pick scores. Okay, I'm going to randomly pick scores and then fill it here. So I'm going to have the first one to be this. Where is it? Sorry. So I should be able to paste, right? Okay, I have no copy. Alright, let's paste. Okay, So I'll do the same thing here. I'll just pick some random numbers. Just pick some random numbers here. Right, for this one, also paste. I'll delete that and delete that. Alright, so for this subject 3, I think these are too big. I want to, okay, let me actually let's say 34. Let's make it random. No, I want this one to be 12. I want it to be like, I want to get some poor scores, right, within a particular range, so I'll be able to compute properly. So here, okay, let me do from here. So here, let's say this is score that. Let's say maybe this is score 0 here. No, make it random. This is called let's say this is called 5 here. Okay, let's say this is called. Okay, let's say this is called 12. Like a very poor score. Here 15, and here it's called 9. All right. So this is a score sheet that we have right here. We have not done any calculation. We have not calculated the total. We have not calculated the average. We have not calculated the grade, and we have not calculated the remark. So, for example, what we have in here total is if we add this 1, 2, 3 together, we get this total, right? Then if we add 1, 2, 3 divided by 3, we get the average. Then if we now add 1, 2, 3 and get the average, and divide by 3 get the average. Now that average, if it's between some, like for example, if it's between 70 and 100, we give them A. If it's between 60 and 70, we give them B. If it's between 50 and 60, we give them C, and so on. Then based on that, we'll now know whether they passed or they failed. That's what we're doing on this score sheet, and that's actually the assignment I gave. Okay, I gave assignment previously on that. So this is what it should look like. This is what it should look like. All right. So I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to color it. It's just a personal preference. It's not like you have to do it. You have to do that. Home. Yeah. Or let me see. Use that our yellow color I've used before. Let's use this one. Or use light one. Yeah. I think it's okay. So that's going to be our remark. That's just a personal preference. You don't need to do that. All right. So at this point, just pause the video and see if you can calculate these things, and get these ones. And it's quite very simple. Okay, just try it and see what you get. Okay, so I believe you must have tried that. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. So first of all, you have to select the cell, okay, where you want the answer to be. So in answer that we are calculating these ones, you don't put the cell, you don't put your cell here, you put it here. And of course, when you place it here, you see that the number that is here actually reflects here. All right. So I'm going to place it here, and then you can see border around this thing. You can actually remove the border if you want, but that's not the border. So to get the total here, I'm going to go to this place. You can use the shortcuts, right? This insert formula. Go to insert sum, and click OK, and then you can select the cells you want to sum. For example, I want to sum H3 to J something, so I can just highlight them. You see, drag and highlight, and select the 3 of them, and I click OK, and it gives me the total. You see, so this is the total here, total score of these 3. So you can actually do it like that, or you can actually type it. Let me type it actually. So click here, and remember, type equal to sum. Sum. Okay. Open parentheses. Then this is H3, right? So you can do H3 semicolon. I want it to get to J3, so just type J3, close my parentheses and press equal to, and I get the same thing. You see, I get the same thing. So that's how I can get the total. I believe you should be able to do that now. So place my cursor on the edge of this cell so that I can do what we call what? Can you guess that? What we call what? Yes, automatic formatting. That's data analysis quick analysis tool. So I'll drag it down all the way down to this place. If I drag it the way that it will still continue going, so that when I add a new record it will still affect it. But this here record stops, so I'm going to stop here and let go, and it calculates all of them to that point. Okay, so calculate all of them to that point. Okay, so now we have our total score, and they are active and they are working. Alright, so let's look at average score. So how do you get the average? Get this 3 and divide it by 2. I mean by 3, sorry. Get this 3 and divide it by 3. Alright, place here again. Let's have a function. You can go to function, you can go to average, you can click on add average. I can drag, okay, drag the 3, Abby, and let go, click OK, and get to the average. You see, the average is 47. So divide this thing by 3, and add these 3 together, and divide it by 3. It should be giving you something like that. Alright, so that is average. So this average now, it's obvious that this average will not be more than 100. It can never be up to 100, no matter what you score. Okay, so the same thing, click on here, quick analysis tool, drag, and get to all the way down here, and you get our average score. These are all the average scores that we have. Are you getting it now? So that is how it is. Okay, that is how it is. Before I go into grade, it's going to be a little bit complex. I'm going to use if statement, but let me start with remark, if statement. So in remark, I'm going to check the averages. Anybody that scored, one person. So let's look at what happened. I want to add some more people to fail. Like this person, I want this person to fail. So this 77, I'm going to change it to 45 or 53. You see, automatically this changes. I don't know if you're noticing it. Once I add any score here, this one changes. Alright, so let me do the same thing here. Watch again. This one's 73. I'm going to change it to something lower so this person will fail. I want to have like 1, 2 fail. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to give this person, let me give this person, let's give 35 here. Watch, once I click out, it calculates by itself. And that is the power of Excel. Okay. These things are calculated on the fly. Okay, by itself. Alright. So let's do that. Let's work on the remarks. So under the remarks now, we want to talk about adding remarks here. So if like we did before, okay, like we did before here, if it's pass, fail, pass, fail, pass, fail, and so on. Alright, so that's what we want to do. So we want to do the same thing here, and we're going to use what we call conditional statements. Okay, they are conditional condition. Oh, let me remove conditional statement. Whoa, statement. I don't know why I cannot type, but conditional statements. Alright, conditional statements. So that's what we're using, which is if else condition, or the if we also have the and have or and so on conditions. Okay, so they are all part of the conditional statements, and we'll look at more of this when we enter into Python, data analysis with Python, which is going to be very, very fun. You don't need to miss any part of it. Alright, so let's look at that. So what I want to do is come over here and do the if statement. Okay, so we can use our function again if you want to. You can still type it. So have if, okay, check the condition, or should I type it? Let me type it. So this is the logical test. So we want to test if something is, if any cell is less than 45. Okay, any cell that is less than or equal to 45, want to have want it to be so if it's less than 45, want it to be fail, right? Want to be fail. Then else want it to be pass. Alright, so that's what I want to do. Why is it saying invalid? Click OK. I'll have an error there. What have I done? Okay, sorry. If G, this should be if G, what was it? This G what? G3. Okay, so if G3, okay, yeah. So if G3 is less than 45, yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so press enter, and that should find know what it's saying. If G3, Abby? No, it's not G3, sorry. Which is average? Yeah, good. Average, sorry, E3, yeah, Abby? Yeah, E3, good. So it's E3 because G3 is empty. So this E3, sorry about that. So this should be E3, alright? So that should work. Good. So this person failed it, okay? Because it's less than what? 45. Now I want to format this thing. Okay, let's do use our quick analysis to analyze the remaining contents here. So let's see the people that failed and people that passed. So I'll strike it down. Good. So I have this one pass. For less than that, fail, and so this one also failed. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 persons that failed. Now remember, so if anybody failed, we want to mark it red, right? Like we did before in our previous class here. Okay, if you remember, we did it here with conditional formatting. So let's do that in the score sheet. So anybody that failed, we want it to be red. Okay, or maybe we can even remove this background, right, and make it red. What do you think? What do you think? All right, so but I want to do it in the average. Let me do it here. So we'll start with this one, conditional formatting. Go to home, remember, go to conditional formatting, go to highlight cells, go to more rules. Okay, just follow me. Then come over here. Then we want to check for the cell value. If the cell value is less than or equal to 45, it means this person failed it. So we want to make it, no, not this, less than, yeah. So I want to format that and make it red, and then what can we do here? Border, let's leave border. Fonts, let's make it bold and maybe italics. No, just bold. That's all. Okay, for now just click OK and then click OK, and then this is red because of course it's less than 45. So let's drag it over down and see what we have. Drag it over down. See, so we know that this person failed, this person failed, this person failed. So these are the people that failed this particular course, and then their cell is red. Alright, I hope you are following to this point. Okay, if you're not following, just take the video back and try to get what we are doing. So finally, the one we want to do last is the grade. Okay, is the grade. So for the grade, we want to give them A, B, C, D, E, or F based on their averages, right? Based on their averages. So, and it's very simple. It's going to be an if statement. So we'll check if this E what E3, if E3 is less than or equal to something, do this, and if we check for that condition for the 3 of them. Okay, so pause the video and see if you can try that. Like we have an if statement. You know what? Just pause the video and look and see if you can achieve that. All right. Okay, so the logic statement is simple. Oh, all right. Let's look at this. So you can say equal to if. I want to demonstrate it here. Then we can go over to our board and do that. All right. So equal to if, we'll open parentheses. Say and because I want to conjoin two things. So for example, let's say that is E. That should be E3. If E3 is greater than and equal to, let's start from A. Okay, if it's greater than and equal to 70, can I write 70? Okay, if it's greater than or equal to 70, and remember the reason why I have this and is so that I can conjoin these two statements. So I'm testing for two conditions, so I'll use and. So I'll have and E3 is Yeah, and of course if it's less than 100, I want to draw the picture here. So if it's less than, if it's that way, I want the person to have an A, right? So it means this guy has A. Now let me just copy this statement here. So equal to, if E3 is equal to or less than 70, it's supposed to do something. It's supposed to be this A, right? But then I'm testing two conditions. I want to check if it's greater than 70, if it's equal to or greater than 70, or if it's less than 100, equal to or less than 100, because it should not be more than 100, right? So if it's greater than 100, okay, so if it's equal to 100 or less than 100, and then it's greater than 70, so it should be greater than, it should be 70 or above 70, but it should not be more than 100. That's what we are saying here. That's why we're having this AND. So this AND we're using to test this particular condition if it's true. Then if it's true, let the person have what? A. I guess you can guess for the B. So for the B, we'll still copy this thing. Control C, copy. Control C, copy. Come over here, paste. So now we're going to check if it is less than 60. Because we check for 70, so check if it's less than 60 or greater than or equal to 70. Or is it over 70? It should be 69. Okay, because we already tested for 70, it should be 69. I don't know if you get the picture. So we're still testing for this particular cell. Remember, after testing for this cell E3, we can now drag it down using the quick analysis tool. We can drag it down and get the remaining thing. Okay. Now one thing we can say is that so if it is this, sorry, if it is this, comma, the person has what? A B. I don't know if you're getting it now. So we've tested for this one and this condition. If it is 70 or greater than 70, then less than 100, let the person have A. But if it is 60 or above 60 but less than 69, the person has B. And again, we can still go on and go on and go on and go on. So if I paste again, it should be, if it's less than what? I guess you can guess that now. 50 or 59, Abby. 59. The person has what? Sorry. The person has what? C. And so on. So at the end of the day, you need to close this if statement. You need to close this particular. You know you have not closed it. So at the end of the day, once we are done, we're going to have to close it up to monitor how many times we opened it. Okay, so that's just the condition. So I'm going to go over to, I can even copy and paste, but let's go over to here and write it again. Okay, so this is where we have the stuff. Can I type? Yeah. Alright, so we're going to say equal to if. So this is where we're going to do this. Okay, so I don't know if you're ready. If you're ready, I'm ready. Alright, so equal to if. Okay, so open parentheses. We're going to have the AND there. Open parentheses again. If this is what we're testing for, this particular one, E3. Yeah, so if E3 is less, oh no, it's greater than, totally greater than, right? Yeah, it's greater than, yeah, greater than and equal to 70. Okay, it's greater than or equal to 70, and remember that's why we have the conjunction and. So and then the E3 is less than or equal to 100. Okay, it means this person will score A. Are you getting it? So that's how simple it is. It means this person is going to score an A in this particular stuff. So we'll go again. I know it's kind of confusing, but just follow it, you get it. If, and because we have a conjunction there, if that E3 is greater than or equal to 60, okay, comma, or E3 is less than or equal to 69, Abi? Yes, then the person scores what? A B. Go again. If we start with another if and the person if and E3, remember we're still testing for E3, this particular E3. Once we are done, we'll drag it down to do for other ones, to do for both these other ones that are here. Alright, so if E3 is greater than, this one I'm going for C, so it should be 50. So greater than or equal to 50, Abi, comma, or E3 is less than or equal to 59 because we've done 60, close parenthesis. What should the person call? The person should score a B. Then comma, if, open parenthesis, and Abi? Yeah, if and the person, that's E3, is greater than or equal to, after 50 it should be 40, right? So it should be 40. We are in what? C. I think we should have D. Okay, let's say here, if it's 45, Abi? Let's do 45, because 45 is fail, that is F. Anything less than 45 should be F, Abi? So, anything less than 45 is F. You know what I'll do? Let me modify this so I can get D and E. Okay, so here I'm going to say if this person scored 50 and 55, let's do 55 here. Let the person score C. Then if it is if it is 50, if it doesn't score above, let's say 50, no. Okay, 45 and 50. Okay, let's say this doesn't score 45 and E8. Do I still know what I'm doing? Okay, it can be confusing sometimes, but just pay attention, you'll be able to grab it. And last one started at 55 and 49. Okay, let's do 49. Okay, so 60, 69, and then we have, let me do 55. I think I'm making a mistake. Let's do 55 and 59. Okay, so 55, if it's above 55 and 59, which you control from here, then the person have C. So to get D, the person should be having so we stopped at 55, so this should be 50. Okay, let's do 50. So this is gonna call 50 and 54. Okay, 54. So this person should have what? I want to get D. That's just why I'm doing this. Okay, the person has D. So for someone to have E, but I want it to have all these alphabets. That's why I'm doing. Let's not close yet. So and open parentheses. If E3 is greater than and equal to, this should be E now, yeah. So let's do 45. Okay, and E3 is less than or equal to 49. It means this person scored what? This person scored a E and E. Then finally, if and let's need to conjoin. Okay, yeah. So if this person, that's E3, is greater than, I think the remaining should be F now, Abby. So yeah, if E3 is greater than, they even need to do greater than. I think it should be less than, since we have 45 now. So if E3 is less than, if less than 45, okay, or E3 is empty. If it's empty, it means this person has an F. Okay, it's not easy. If it, let's say if it's 0, if it's equal to 0, this has an F. Okay, this has an F, something like that. Let me verify quickly. I think that should be, the person should have an F. And that should be the last statement there. Okay, that should be it. Is E3 is equal to 0. Okay, simply means this person has an F. Okay, so I think we can close. Now this is where the problem is. We need to close based on the number of ifs that we have gotten. So I'm going to count. So opened one. I mean, there are other ways of doing this anyway. So we'll have one. Anyway, anyone you close, it will show. Like I've closed this red, it will show. So if I keep on closing it to get to this point, then I'll know I've closed all of them. So I'll close this one. Close again. So 1, 2, 3. So I have if here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if. So I have 6 brackets there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think I've closed all of them. I'll just copy this. Let's copy it and then bring it over here. Alright, let's come back here. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, I have an error there. I know why it's highlighting that. It's not supposed to highlight. Okay, you have entered too many arguments for this function. Let's analyze again. If E8 is equal to 17, okay, or less than 100, then those should be fine. This 1, 2. Okay, I shouldn't count that because it's closed there. Okay, this should be 2. This should be 3. So it should be 4. It should be 5. So it should be 6. Okay, this is not F7. It should be F. Okay, that's where the problem is coming from. Yeah, F. Not F7. Back. Okay. Okay. So just some errors in this stuff. and the parenthesis was not supposed to be 7 parentheses, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, so it's supposed to be 7, but I'm having 6. So if I just press enter, yeah, that should fix that. Let me go back. Can I go back? Alright. Okay, why? Let me change this to this. This should be E3. I have to test it out again to discover the error. Okay, I have to test it out to discover the error. So that should work. You see, the code is exactly the same thing. It's just to the parentheses were now complete. Okay, so let's do that again. So we should go to save. So enter. Yeah, so we have F now. Okay, so in the last statement here, you see that we have if it's less than 40 to 44, we have E, right? So, and then if it's less than 40 or if it's 0, then it means to have an F. Okay, then finally if it's empty or invalid or whatever, we'll have sorry, if it's empty or just empty, then we'll have invalid. Okay, that's what we'll have there. So if I click and drag down to this point, I'm going to have the stops here. Now this one said invalid. We need to find out why it is invalid. Okay, but then we'll have the grade here. First of all, let me just center this, go to home and center this stuff. Alright, so this one is saying invalid. We need to find out why it is invalid, because maybe it's seen why will it be invalid? Let's see, we're using E8 here. Yeah, E8. Okay, so E8 is 44. Let's see 44. So this is 44. If it's less than, if E8 is less than or equal to 44, so it should be giving us E and not invalid, and there is no E showing here. So we still have a small syntax error in our code here. So it's not supposed to be invalid. Oh, I've messed it up. It's not supposed to be invalid. Okay. So we can also do the formatting here. If it's F, let it be red, else let it be on some other. If it is A, let it be green. Okay, let's do dot of A. If it is A, let it be green. So let's do it from here. Of course, we need to use conditional formatting too. Well, that's the last thing I'm doing. The video is already getting too long. Go to formatting, go to highlight rule, go to more rules, and then check if remember we're working with if, which is average. So if it is greater than 70, if it is equal to or greater than 70, so let's go down. If it's greater than or equal to 70, okay, let's format it green, which is person is standing. So let's do fill color, let's make it maybe green, maybe, or this green, or this green, anyone. So click OK, and that's it. Just click OK, and then what did I do? Let's go back and check. Let's edit that rule. Edit, manage rules. Okay. No, if it's 70, let's edit it. That's not how it's supposed to be. If it's equal to, no, I said if it's no, if it's less than, no, if it's greater than or equal to 70. Yeah. So if it's greater than or 70, if it's greater than or equal to 70, do that. That's for E. Okay, so this I'll remove it. This is this is the grade, right? This is the grade, so it doesn't have 70. I get it. It has alphabet. So if it is equal to, let's do A. If it's A, okay. If it's A, then that. So click OK, and then I think we've modified the rule. Apply. Okay, and it stay there. It's not supposed to be there. It's not supposed to be there. You know what, I clear the rules, clear, no, settled cell. Alright, I don't know why it's there, but just on your own you can find it out and do your stuff. Alright, so but I'm going to stop here for now. Just make sure you practice this stuff and make sure you get your hands dirty with this stuff. Okay, see how messy it can be. The more you're working on it, the more is, so I'm going to fix this error, or in fact the assignment should be that you fix this error. I shouldn't be fixing everything for you, so just try on your own and see if you can find out why this error is there, and then send me a comment on the comment section. Write a comment for me, tell me the reason why I have this particular error in this code. Okay, and if you get it, I have a prize for you. Yes, I have a prize for you. Alright, stay tuned, and then we'll continue our class some other time. Do have a lovely day. Thank you.